Welcome back to episode 54 of the Hit the Showers podcast, presented to you by the Foolproof Entertainment Network. As always, I am your host, Clifford Jordan Jennings, and I got just Britt with me this evening. Just that they left the heavy lifting to the real ones.
Yes, gotta use your legs. What's up, everybody?
Gotta use your legs. I know that's right. Yeah, everybody, they left it to us, so we gonna hold it down for the squad.
And it's such a juicy week too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a little disappointed that we don't have a full table because there's so much stuff going on this week.
I know you got some things on your mind. Ladies first.
I got a couple.
What you want?
I got a couple things on my mind. And I know that you want to touch on some of these. Who is it?
Let me find out. Malcolm No Show King is in the building.
Hello, world. I'm sorry that there was a slight delay. Had plans, but then there was a change of plans, so the King is back in effect.
What up,
on
Kane?
Baby duty. Yeah.
What up, Kane?
Yeah. I'm glad you're here this evening, Miss Brittany, because I heard some of the comments you had to say last week. So I thought it wouldn't be right if I didn't come back, surprise you, Mr. Clifford, and defend myself. Yeah, Cliff was talking stuff all day too. So, I had to show up and have a little appearance. I'm back.
Well, I'm happy you're here because I was just telling Cliff it's too juicy of a week for me and Cliff to battle it out.
Right.
It's too juicy.
It's
too juicy.
I couldn't miss it.
We appreciate you. Appreciate you showing up.
You know what? I'm also glad you showed up for you on a time frame?
No, sir. Let's do it.
I just wanted to make sure so I could adjust the order of things. But I'm glad you showed
available
up because of that Madden rating you wanted to talk about. And I looked through it and some shit came up. They released the Madden ratings.
I seen them, but whose particular rating?
Okay, we could jump right into it then.
Mike Brown says, "What's up? Get out of here."
What's up, Mike?
What's good? Tell him what's good.
That's why I said this week is just too. It's just too much stuff going on this week. We got too much stuff to talk about.
Yeah, there was a couple.
Yeah, I'm ready.
There was a couple ratings that stood out to me. I don't know how I feel about them putting Christian McCaffrey at a 97
Number
above
one.
every running back in the league.
Right.
Now, I'm not taking nothing away from him because I know he is top. He's usually he ends the season in the top 3 every damn year. But I don't know to give him number 1 like that at a 97.
So before I get into that, who would you give number 1? You got to say
Derrick Henry.
Who you would give?
Derrick Henry.
Really?
Derrick Henry.
Is that because his team is better?
No, you seen Derrick Henry? You see how much of a tank he is?
Yeah.
How he be bulldozing through everybody? Shit. That's that man right there running back to me right now.
That's a good question, though. I really don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that, but I really don't know. I didn't really think about who I would see being there.
I'm picking him out. If you gave me the draft right now, and you said which running back you want to choose, it's got to be Derrick Henry. Kamara's still up there, or Kamara, he's still nice. He's still up there. McCaffrey, no disrespect to him, of course, too. I'm talking about
McCaffrey. I do. I just don't know about one.
Henry can run the ball and catch the ball, and he's a big man.
So can McCaffrey.
But I'm saying like Henry will run through you. McCaffrey's trying to run by you.
But McCaffrey also.
But I think you have to. And I think too, and I don't know how true this is, but I always look at it from the perspective of like I'm playing fantasy football, and if I'm playing fantasy football, I would take McCaffrey number 1 as a running back
over a Henry,
over everybody. Yeah, over everybody.
Well, yeah, because, he know he's gonna get you some points.
Yeah, he can catch it and he can run it. And when there seems to be nothing going on for that team, he makes something happen. I'll agree. I mean, I feel like he's just in being the number 1 rated running back, but is he a 97 is the question.
That's the question.
Or did they not want to go lower than a 97 for the game's sake?
That could be too. I mean, I don't know. I guess what really got me tight about it is the fact that him Christian McCaffrey and Josh Jacobs were battling out for the number one running back in the season for like the first 6 games of the season. And Josh Jacobs was edging him out until around that game 6-7. And the drop off that they had for him was just ridiculous. They gave Christian McCaffrey a 97 and Josh Jacobs an 89. And that may be my, Raiders bias too, but I feel like if y'all are battling for half the season on 1 and 2, how does he go all the way down to an 89? Now, granted, he didn't end the season as strong as he started it, I will say that, but that just blew my mind. Like, if you're going to give him a 97, I feel like you got to at least give Josh Jacobs a 93, 92.
You know what you got to look at too, and what it could come down to is his catcher rating. I think that is extremely high. I think that's probably what's carrying him. Now, if you're looking at it from a running back where the traditional power run, et cetera, he's probably right there with the rest of them. But that catcher rating is going to be up there with the wide receivers, which a lot of running backs don't have. So I think that's what gave him the edge. And I mean, 89 to me is still good.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking an 89, but I can see what the difference is. They're saying that his catching, which I do believe is elite,
right,
top tier catching.
His father was the wide receiver.
Just up there.
You know he can catch.
Yeah, it
McCaffrey?
shows, and he's not scared.
Ed McCaffrey.
Never heard of him.
Ed McCaffrey.
Never heard of him. Never heard of Ed McCaffrey.
Now I don't know him either, but that don't mean he wasn't in the league.
His dad played for the Broncos. Let me see.
We gotta Google. We gotta Google it. We gotta Google it. But
oh yeah, go ahead.
Ratings wise, he is the number one, and he is the number one running back in my opinion. So I mean, he's just
number 87.
That sounds familiar.
But Malcolm, what other ratings? What other ratings stood out?
Before we move on, you said something that sparked it. You connected some dots for me when you said you think that he got that high of a rating because of his catching ability. I think you are absolutely right, and it almost like gave me a visual of probably how they come up with those ratings, because I mean, of course, the nerdy way you average out all of the stats over everybody, but certain people that have those elite stats that puts them up like above that regular ranking, you know what I mean? Like, so I can see how you average his stats out and it comes pretty high, and then you give him a little boost for the extra that he does on the field. I can see how you get there.
Right. No, I definitely agree. I think because he has I like to call it an extraordinary ability, as far as like how he can catch the ball, how he can make plays. So, I mean, that's basically what they're giving them that little push for.
And you're absolutely right. I was looking at it from that traditional running back.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. But what was you asking, Malcolm?
No, Brittany was going to ask me about the other ratings, what I thought, and now I'm trying to.
Throw them out there. Throw them out there.
So, pulling up the website again.
It's a couple others that I got it on my phone, but it's a couple others that threw me off. Like, I was like, whoa there.
Yeah, so. Okay.
You running back, I can send the
wide receiver.
Running back ratings, they got Ezekiel Elliott at an 88, number 9 on the list. Honestly, bruh, and Brittany, I think that Elliott, the way he's been playing, he should be like an 80, 85, 86.
Nah.
I don't think he should be.
Whoa, I don't think you can say that about him.
His productivity hasn't been there.
He took a year off. He definitely took a year off, but you still can't put him down there, I would say, just off of pure athleticism.
Right.
What athleticism? Have you seen him lately? Have you seen his build? He looks like a fullback.
No, have you seen him lately?
He looks like a fullback. Last year, he looks like a fullback.
Yeah, last year. Have you seen him lately? He's down to 218. He's down to his freshman weight at Ohio State. Have you seen him lately?
I have not.
Right. Look him up. Google that. But
he's ready.
What I'm saying is he took a year off, and it makes sense to do so with him being in his position. You can't put something on somebody's shoulder so much before they say, listen, I'm not doing it anymore. You can only pack so much on a mule's back before he stops walking.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And that's I don't think that he would say he took a year off, though. I don't think he would be comfortable saying he took a year off. I would say that it was not his best year that we've seen. I don't think he took a year off.
Like Mark said, he ballooned up in weight. Like
he did.
He took a year off. He didn't care. He wasn't worried about the game, how he was when he first. And that money changes people. Like Hagler said, when you wake up in silk sheets, it makes it real hard to hop out and wrestle around with men all day. Him was fighting. It makes it hard to fight in the ring with men. But when you Ezekiel Elliott, you out there wrestling around with, it's hard when I got 100 mil in the bank. I'm not as motivated as I was before when my mom was in the hood and we was trying to get people out.
I guess that's right.
And he plays for the Cowboys too, which is almost like playing for Ohio State. He's very catered to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a very catered environment. So,
they fed him too much Campbell's chunky soup.
I don't talk bad about my Buckeye players. I think he's gonna come back. I think they're gonna be ready. I think Dallas is gonna be I think they're gonna be some sleepers for real.
I think they're gonna be dangerous this year, and I don't even like the Cowboys. So
every single year they say that. They said that last year before that.
They're gonna be all right for real. I think they're gonna beat y'all twice.
As long as Mike McCarthy's the coach and what's his name?
Oh, I forgot about him.
Jones is the owner. They ain't going nowhere.
We're going to get to your Eagles, matter of fact. But continue on. What other ratings?
I thought Matt Ryan, he shouldn't have been in the top 10 for the quarterbacks.
I agree there. And I also didn't like that they gave Lamar Jackson the bottom 10 at 81.
No,
they rated him at 81.
That's what I saw.
Hell no.
They got him as a 94?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds accurate.
I wonder if that was on a specific attribute.
Which one are you guys looking at?
This is from ESPN.
Okay, yeah, I've seen ESPN's as well.
Yeah, he's number 5. They got Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers, Wilson, and Lamar. Which I could see that. Like I think I agree. Yeah, I agree with that first 5.
Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers, Wilson, Lamar. Okay, yeah. I mean that makes sense. That makes sense.
Right.
I personally would probably I take Lamar over Wilson, but
you take Lamar over Wilson?
Then me personally, yes. Me personally.
And I don't agree. I think the only reason why Lamar's right there is because they hating on Deshaun this year, because I feel like Deshaun's above Lamar for sure.
Deshaun's after on the list.
I think you got
he's definitely above Lamar. Deshaun had the potential. You said what?
Potential? We can't go by potential.
No, I'm not even talking about potential. He was potentially on that record of breaking that rookie stat that year before he got hurt. It was it rookie passing yards or something like that? Or completion.
Yeah, but you're talking about a couple years ago.
Then came back after the injury and showed you he was exactly what y'all thought he was. Now nobody.
Yeah, but did he take his team to where Lamar took his team?
Right, that's what I was going to say.
I mean, that's different though, because clearly it's it's different when you in a dysfunctional relationship, and that's clearly what a lot of people have been in Texas.
Aaron Rodgers is a dysfunctional
But that's
relationship.
different though, because Aaron Rodgers has been there for the long haul. Aaron Rodgers has roots in places that get shit done for him. You know what I mean? Being Aaron Rodgers, playing for Green Bay for 13 years or whatever it is.
Something like that. Yeah, maybe more.
No, I think it may be more too. But when you look at a Deshaun Watson in Texas that ain't been there long, and you already know how they do players in Texas, that's dysfunctional.
But let me say this too. Another reason why I would take Jackson over Watson. One, already mentioned it. He gets his team farther each year. Two, to me, there's moments where he's just unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? He'll make something out of nothing. And I like Watson, but I have not seen it to the level that Jackson can do it. And three, you got to remember, he's throwing to nobody. Watson had the number one, or what could have been the number one wide receiver, depending on the year.
Right.
On his squad with what's the name? What's the one light skinned dude's name? I want to say Will Fuller, who's not a chump either. So you got Will Fuller and you got DeAndre Hopkins.
Right. No, you
so right. and Jackson, like I said, Jackson took his team further with Willie Snead.
Willie Snead
so
is nice.
He's my pick. He would be rated.
No
I feel like
no,
absolutely not. Not even close. Not even close. But like I said, that's why I choose Jackson. I would choose Jackson over Wilson and Russell. Hold on quickly.
No, you good. I mean, I can't argue your point.
I mean,
I don't
I'm
necessarily
choosing Russell.
Agree, but
Russell,
overall
Russell's
three,
all,
yeah, I'm going over.
Yeah,
I'm
overall,
going Russell. Yeah, I am as well.
Right. He just, man, he could do it all. You know what I mean?
Out of that three, I would go Russell, Watson, Jackson, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think. Well,
you're right. But Britt's absolutely right. I mean, you do take your team further, but I also think that's positions. It's almost like what we talked about on the Wednesday show. It's that roll of the dice. Some people get good positions, some people get bad positions.
Well, also the AFC North, which is what Jackson's in, is tougher than the AFC South, and with Deshaun Watson's in.
That is the truth as well.
You know what I mean? Because Jackson's going against the Bengals, Steelers, and Mayfield. You know what I mean? So
no.
Watson's got in what, the Colts, Jaguars, and who's the other one? Not Miami. No, it's not Miami. Colts, Jaguars, and that's gonna bug me.
Is it Miami?
No, they're in with the Patriots.
No, you are right about South. That.
Anyway, damn, that's gonna bug me.
That's gonna bug me too.
It's Colts, Jaguars, Texans, and
Saints.
No, they're NFC.
Right.
Britt, what is it? AFC South. Colts, Jaguars, Texans, and who?
Colts, Jaguars, Texans,
and that is gonna kill me. It's not the Chargers.
I couldn't tell you right now.
No, Chargers are with us. They West.
And it ain't the Bills, and it ain't the Raiders.
It ain't.
Yeah, the Bills is NFC.
It's right.
It ain't the Dolphins.
On the tip of my tongue.
That's
what I said too. That's crazy how I can't.
AFC South.
Look it up,
hold
obviously,
on.
But
is it the? It ain't the Saints. You said it ain't the Saints, right?
No, it ain't them either.
Panthers. No, they with the Patriots.
Titans.
Okay, yeah, Tennessee.
It was right there. But what I was telling Cliff, Brittany, is, well, also to your credit, respect Jackson in the conversation of him versus Watson, is Jackson's in a harder division with your Browns, the Steelers. You know what I mean? Blink right there too. Bengals. Okay, compared to you know what I'm saying, Watson's division.
They the only ones, but we already had this discussion. We had the hardest division last year.
Right.
Hardest division.
No,
Joe Burrow, the Bengals ain't no punks. With Joe Burrow, the Bengals ain't no punks.
I'm a Burrow fan.
I am too, but they ain't there yet.
Last year they weren't, and they probably ain't gonna be this year. They ain't gonna be there.
Gonna be a lot better this year for sure. They actually said that. Well, I don't know. But NFL.com did their little analytic thing and said that they think that Jamar Chase going to be the most effective wide receiver in the rookie group this year.
And
I think that could be true.
Smith wants to hear. Nah.
I don't think. Listen, I think. I think Devontae Smith is going to have a decent year for a while.
He's gonna have a breakout year.
And then what are you saying?
All his accolades.
I think somebody's gonna light.
What are you saying?
I think somebody's gonna light his little ass up if he didn't put on some weight. You can't come
I think if he can maneuver,
but you can't do that at 160 something pounds. You got to put on some weight, bruh.
What did
remember Marvin Harrison?
Steve Smith.
Right, Steve Smith. We changed his name to Singer or some shit. Yeah, Steve Smith.
Steve Smith used to come in
Wes
there.
Welker.
Man, Wes Welker was more compact though.
Santonio Holmes, who won an MVP, Super Bowl MVP in his career as well. And he was little. That's a former Buckeye. Speaking of Buckeye, Santonio Holmes. Small. Yeah, he was little. He was a little.
My thing is, if he can maneuver the way he did to the top at the college level, I'm going to say he's going to be able to maneuver his way.
That's a long shot.
I'm not saying he's going to be the number one wide receiver, but I think he's going to be a good wide receiver.
How is that not a long
for
shot?
Sure.
Saying that if you can maneuver the way you maneuvered in college in the NFL, that's not a long shot to say. That's a long shot. If you can maneuver the way... listen, the percentage of players that make it from college to the NFL is crazy, right? So you're not maneuvering with players. It's linebackers in the NFL that can run like your DBs in college.
All I'm saying is
you may be able to get some things in and out, but I don't know if you could just automatically say if he can maneuver the way he did in college. That's what we're waiting to see because it's a new game. It's a new pace. It's a new style of play.
No, I agree. And I'm saying that with his size, right? And the way he
got at least
dominated, I hate to say it.
He got to at least get up to 185. At least.
I'm sure he'll gain some. I'm sure he'll gain some weight.
As a slot wide receiver out in the NFL, and you running down at 172, 173.
I don't think they have him as slot, Cliff. That's another thing I want to mention to you from a film I've been watching. I think we got him. I'm pretty sure on the out.
Okay.
On the out route.
Now I know he got speed, but I don't. Okay. Mm-hmm. I think that might be a liability.
He's our number one wide receiver, they said, on the team.
But I don't think I agree that he would be your number one wide receiver on the team, but I don't think that you put him out there. I don't think you put him out there. I don't think you put him out there on a split like that. I don't think he. I mean,
let me see.
He has speed, but I mean, you're sacrificing a lot when it comes to your height. And it's not I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not a lot of, 6'2", 6'3" cornerbacks out there. But still, like, I would imagine him being more scattish, coming out of his rookie year.
Yeah, I'm
have him more not like a running back, but I would play him like a scat back, like a slot and on some scat back shit, like run around in motion, maybe take some end arounds, shit like that.
Right. No, right. Reverses and stuff. Yeah, I mean for sure.
Not really reverses,
you know what I'm waiting on when it comes to him though? I'm waiting on to see if he has that it factor, that magical
I'm sure he will.
That people just don't have.
I'm sure
now if he has that,
I'm sure he does.
He will be amazing despite his size. You know what I'm saying? These are the same things that people said about Russell Wilson when he came in. Like, oh, he's too little.
But the NFL is like Mike Tyson said.
It's a different ball game.
Right. Everybody got to play until they get hit in the head. And I feel like the NFL is the same way. Everybody plans to be the greatest until they take one good hit. And there's been a lot of players that have never come back the same after that. Took that one good hit and they like, oh yeah, that ruined him. He won't go up. He won't go for the... It's a lot of players like that, especially wide receivers.
I don't think he's that type of player. I think he got some dog in him.
I'm hoping he's tough. So. But we didn't get a chance to see that in Alabama because nobody could touch him. He's going to get touched here. It's just a matter of when and how hard. But you're going to get touched. That's a guarantee. In the NFL, you're going to get touched. It's in the college where you can run around everybody out there in the field. It's defensive ends that run fucking 4-4s out there.
I think if Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne could do it, I think that Devontae Smith's chance.
I'm not saying he didn't have the opportunity. I'm just saying that I don't see you making it through an entire season being the number one guy wide receiver playing for the Eagles. Because I know there's players on defense thinking the same thing I'm thinking right now. Everybody high on Devontae Smith. Wait till I smack his little ass.
Right.
You know, it's people thinking that way on the field right now. Like, wait till I get my hands on his little ass and let's see how he do. He can't be the number one that small. That means we need to use you every play. Because y'all don't have a good enough run game.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that he's not necessarily the number one his rookie year. But I'm not going to rule it out that he doesn't become a number one.
The number one receiver.
Yeah, he's the number one wide receiver on our depth chart. We don't have.
They don't have nobody though. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's automatically going to that slot. So I'm going to say maybe he doesn't necessarily get the number one wide receiver type stats his rookie year, but I'm not putting it past him to be able to, in a year or two, to be able to come through with those.
I just, in my opinion, I know I don't know a lot, but I'm saying he is very fast, right? You have enough speed that you can sacrifice a little bit of it to put on some weight.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you could ideally get up to 180, 185, I'd feel a lot more comfortable putting more on your shoulders. But I can't have you as my number one wide receiver at 5'10", 165 pounds. That won't work. That's not going to work. It's not going to work here. That may have worked in Alabama.
But you're also basing this off of, I don't think he's coming into it like that. I mean, I think that somebody on Philadelphia staff, even though it ain't much, I'm sure that somebody's told him, hey, we're going to have to slowly, in a healthy way, put about 10, 15 more pounds on you. I'm sure he's been told that. I'm sure he's working on it. I'm sure. There's no
how he comes out in the start of the season. That would be, and usually, like rookies don't get into their natural weight until about sophomore season. Because it's adjustments, right? You lift in the beginning, but you don't know what you're lifting for. I'm just lifting because they told me to put on weight. But once you hit that field and take a few hits, it's like, oh, shit, now I get it. Now I know why they want me to lift. So that second year, it's like you come out and you're really sharp. It's like you a sharpened knife. So I don't think he's going to come out looking how I want him to look at the start of the season. But if he can make it through healthily to next season, I bet you they get him where they need him to be. That's just a question. Will he be healthy? I think in my mind, he'll stand out. He'll have a show out season for the first half of the season. And then I just see something happening to where he got to sit out for a while.
I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna say he gets his full season in. I don't think he's gonna have a major injury or anything like that.
With Hurts throwing to him, I think Hurts gonna get
now. That's gonna be the determining factor right there. What is their chemistry going to be like? What type of passes is he going to be able to get off? You know what I'm saying? Like we just talked about, he's a speedy receiver, so his stuff got to be quick.
But
like
you also
getting it in there.
As a quarterback, you also got to have enough intelligence to protect him as well. I can't squeeze these passes in here with this little guy out there
without him getting killed.
Yeah, I gotta know when to pull up on that and pass to somebody else, because I can't. Just because I can squeeze it in there doesn't mean I need to set him up for that kind of hit. And I don't know that he has enough experience really to hold off from throwing that pass, because he knows he can get it in there, but you might fuck him up by getting it there. I would feel a lot more comfortable with a veteran quarterback throwing to a little guy like that. Because I'm not going to set you up to get hurt. You might be mad I ain't passed to you, but I saw that man closing in on you, and I'm not about to set you up like that.
I mean, that's a legitimate worry. Hopefully they've built up enough chemistry to where it's like, You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't even gonna. If he decides not to go for, go for that. How many years did they
play together, Mal? Was it just one?
Up until he transferred, like a year or two.
I think it was just one. It might be two, but I thought it was just one. If it was two, I would feel a little more comfortable.
But what I was gonna say is Jalen Hurts said in the press conference the other day that remember Joe Flacco's on our team with that veteran leadership. He said Joe Flacco being on the team has paid dividends as far as training, information, knowledge goes. So to your concern, I think I'm not as concerned because if you didn't have that veteran / coach like quarterback behind you to kind of put wisdom into you, it'd be different. But the fact that he has a Flacco there coaching him up, it's already won a ring.
Well, no offense to Flacco, but I don't know. I feel like I've seen Flacco set up a couple of his tight ends for some injuries. I don't know that he's that type of guy. Like, of course, he's a veteran, and there's things that he just over time knows. Okay, don't throw it like that. You're gonna get him killed for sure. But I don't know that he's like the best veteran to teach you to not throw certain passes because I've seen him throw certain passes that have gotten people injured.
And let me just say this. They just released an article saying that Nick Sirianni had to stop a Friday night practice because of a sloppy throw and sloppy play and call a team meeting to get the team together to start the practice back up.
At least he recognized it. I'll give him that. Right there.
I mean, 4 games. We already talked about it. They're going to win 4 games.
The Eagles win 4?
4 games.
The 4?
Okay, I give y'all 5. 5. Jesus, Malcolm. You put so much pressure on me. 5 games. 5 games. Okay, listen. There was a rating before we hop off the rating. There was a rating that I wanted to talk about. Who was it? Hold on. I feel like it was a wide receiver. Was it a wide receiver? It's bothering me. Somebody, was it a wide receiver?
I'm pulling
running back
right now.
There was somebody who I wanted to talk about that. I feel like they were in the top 10. Who was it?
Here it is. I lost it for a second. So the wide receiver, because I think I seen. But wait, is this the same?
Look at ESPN.
The one that you sent me, Mark, was Sports News. It wasn't ESPN.
I know. I just went on ESPN while we're on here because I was
check ESPN's IG.
So that might be why it's off. Because ESPN's this one definitely has Lamar Jackson at 10 with 81, and that's just
we ain't
regular quarterback rating.
Unless they're
not
basing
power.
It off of one.
And this one also has what's his name for the Bills?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen speed at 86 and Deshaun Watson speed at 85.
So where do they have Lamar Jackson speed?
96.
Okay.
But I don't think you could say Josh Allen's is a 86 over Deshaun Watson. I just feel like Deshaun Watson is more of a pocket passer than a running quarterback. Josh Allen tries to play like NFL's Tim Tebow.
He does take off now. He will run that ball in.
He'll run a quarterback sneak and put it straight and put his head down and cover up like a running back with his hands on the ball.
I feel like he is quick, but one of the top.
They got Russell Wilson at an 85. Josh Allen faster than Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson. I don't see that.
You don't see that?
No, I don't see that. I think he is quick for his size, but I don't think he's faster than Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson.
Maybe they're just basing this off of their ability to scramble, not necessarily like are they the fastest? That might be, but like their ability to scramble.
Because Josh Allen is, I would put him up top at ability to scramble. Russell Wilson would be up top, but his line won't allow him to.
Right.
Yeah, he don't even roll like that.
Yeah, Russell Wilson would be damn near number 1 with ability to scramble, but his line doesn't. He can't. He's the guy that runs back and forth till he throws the ball down the field. He's not taking off.
No, he don't do that anymore.
He ain't doing that baseball slide too much lately.
Dang, there was somebody who I wanted to talk about.
But on this one, it was a wide receiver that I was looking at.
Let's talk about why Baker Mayfield, Brittany, wasn't in the top 10 quarterbacks. How you feel about that?
Yeah, I was kind of.
I don't feel like Baker is a top 10 quarterback.
You don't think he should have been ahead of Matt Ryan at number 10?
Definitely should have been ahead of Matt Ryan.
No, and the only reason I'm saying that is just because we've seen so much of Matt Ryan. We know, like, Matt Ryan can come out this year blazing.
With no Julio Jones?
Listen, I'm not saying, even with no Julio Jones, like, you really just don't know with Matt Ryan. You know, he's a veteran quarterback that kind of just gets the job done. And you just don't know. Yeah, I mean, think about it like this. Stats-wise, Tom Brady doesn't have the best stats. Like, as far as, like, if I wanted, you know, let's say I'm playing fantasy football. Like I said, I always take it back to fantasy football. If I'm playing fantasy football, I'm not going to go with Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? But if it comes down to, can you make that play? I go with Tom Brady.
Right.
Same thing with Matt Ryan. Can he make that play? Yeah, he can make that play. You know what I'm saying? Like, is he the GOAT in the sense of, like, being able to close out games? Not necessarily.
Clearly not.
But
right.
Can he can make the play.
After that,
you know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to that, I think we just seen him in more situations, and that's why they went ahead and gave him the edge over Baker. They want to see more out of Baker.
Listen,
that's what it's coming down to.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about Madden stats. I didn't look as far. All they showed was top 10 on the site I was looking at. But I know based on the league rankings, they was trying to put Carr at 12. So if you're putting Carr at 12 and
now I gotta check.
And you're not putting Baker in the top 10, Baker's definitely at 11.
Right. That's
fair. My Baker better than Carr. That was not the question. My Baker is better than Carr.
He's better
than Carr. For sure.
I'm with that. I agree with that 1,000%.
Now I gotta
everybody better than Carr.
Yeah, not everybody, but he's not a good quarterback. I'm not gonna say he's not a good quarterback. He's not a clutch quarterback.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking at the top 10, now this could just be me. I just looked at the top 10 for QB. So the one thing that I really just disagree with is I'm not a Ryan Tannehill fan.
That's all that.
Do not think that he's top 10. So I would make some adjustments there. Go ahead and, you know, move Baker on up and take him on down. Like I'm not a Ryan Tannehill fan. I don't see it. Tannehill. So you know what I'm saying, if that's the case, then I guess Baker should be in the top 10.
Yeah, but maybe they're going off the logic, Brittany, that you went off about Matt Ryan. That Tannehill has more in Miami
tangibles all the way around than Baker does.
He has more history.
I could agree with that. Now,
because I'm not a Tannehill fan either, but he did his thing in Miami.
I would say Baker's more of a playmaker than a technical shooter.
Right.
I would give Tannehill more of a technical shooter than a playmaker. Baker makes something happen out of nothing. Tannehill will not make something happen out of nothing, but throughout the game, he'll hit them shots you need him to hit.
Baker's a risk taker and Tannehill's calculated.
Exactly.
I'm going to disagree. With that. I just don't like Ryan Tannehill. I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback. I would not. People have built a team around him.
I'll put Baker in front of him. I do agree with you. I'll put Baker in front of him. But I would put him around.
Let me ask you this thing. If you put him around 11, if it's just this year, you're just taking a quarterback for this year, would you take him over Ben Roethlisberger?
Yeah.
Who? Tannehill?
Yeah.
Tannehill.
Yeah, I would. At this point in Roethlisberger's career. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Roethlisberger's, I think he's out of his prime, clearly.
And I like Roethlisberger, but
yeah, that's for sure.
You know what I mean? He's just playing to play.
They try to say he's back in shape, baby.
No, right. He ain't never been in
That's
shape.
what I said. Where was he at?
Never been in
shape. Did y'all see him? Did y'all see him recently?
Yes,
no, he does look good.
Man,
he does
listen,
look good.
That nigga. Okay.
Listen,
look good for what though?
Right.
I'll tell you this.
Nigga that's hopping off the couch.
When Ben trims that face and lose a little weight, I'm not gonna lie, that's some shit. That means Ben's about to try to go out there and do some shit. Because Ben, you usually tell.
I won't doubt it, right. But no, you're not. It's not like, oh shit, you just did a turnaround. His
arm is giving out and stuff. So like he's just not on point with his.
Man, I think Ben is very situational. He is getting older, so he recognizes that if he don't believe in the team, I think Ben gonna kind of check out. Just my opinion.
I'm gonna take the year off this year.
Okay, listen, you just brought that up. I just looked it up. So the issue I had with the rating, with the Madden ratings, was with Ezekiel Elliott. They ranked him at 88, right?
Yeah, we said that.
Number 9, he's ranked number 9, and number 10 is the Bengals' Joe Mixon.
He's nice.
Ranked 88 as well, and I just feel like that is completely inaccurate.
Wait,
he's nice.
As far as what you think Mixon should be above Elliott?
Absolutely not. He should not be ranked the same as Elliott. Do you honestly put Mixon and Elliott together? Like,
no, not at all.
They're interchangeable.
Not at all, but like I do feel like Elliott had that last season was a drastic decline. Now I do feel like off athleticism, like we said, off athleticism alone, he shouldn't be no 88. Even as a fat Ezekiel Elliott's a 90.
I'm with you. I think he's a 90 or above.
Even a fat Ezekiel Elliott.
And I definitely don't think
Ezekiel Elliott's a 90.
I definitely don't feel like him and Mixon.
That he got to run at being one of the best.
Don't sleep on Joe Mixon though. He is nice.
I'm not sleeping on him. I like the guy, but I'm just saying that let's be honest, he's not in comparison with Ezekiel Elliott. When you bring up Ezekiel Elliott's name, it's not Ezekiel Elliott. Well, what about Mixon? Like, no, that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, there is a drastic difference in their abilities. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying that there's a drastic difference in their abilities. And if anything, I hope Ezekiel Elliott puts a little chip on his shoulder by seeing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's something to...
You know they do. That's how them niggas in 2K be like, oh, y'all gonna give me an 86?
Right.
I got to show out this year so I can get my 2K rating up. They be like, fuck the championship. I got to get my 2K rating up, man. Y'all got me at an 86. I'm upset.
I wonder if Joe Mixon got hurt last year because it says he only had 119 rushing attempts and 428 yards and 3.6
I believe
average.
He did.
Ain't nobody about to get their body beat up for that Bengals team. They didn't have a chance of doing nothing. So you know how that goes.
Smart. That's what I'm saying. In situations like that, as a running back where your shelf life is only 2.5 years on average, you put yourself up if you're not in a position to win. It's sad to say, but if I even have a nagging injury, an injury that I know I could play on and still produce, but it's nagging, I'm not playing. I'm injured.
Shit, we seen what AJ Green did.
Now let me mention this. Ezekiel Elliott last year had out of his career so far, this was the 1, 2, 3, 4. So out of 5 years, this was the 4th highest rushing attempts that he had. So towards the bottom, he had 244 rushing attempts, 979 yards total, with an average of 4 yards per carry and 6 touchdowns last year.
I mean, that's still not bad though. I mean,
that's
you ain't
terrible.
Get your 1,000.
244 rushing attempts, and you didn't even crack 1,000 yards.
But you still got a 4 point what average?
4.0 even.
Regardless,
that's a lot of yards per carry.
Right. I mean, if you hand it to him 3 times, that's a first down. I'll take him. I'll take that running back. I'll take that running back. And that's.
I mean, we know it wasn't his best season. Yeah,
we know who they. This kind of goes with along last night, Cliff. It's not snuffed, it's snubbed. But y'all know who I thought they snubbed at running back? Singletary for the 49ers. I think he should have been in the top 10, probably even ahead of Joe Mixon, honestly. Singletary for the Niners.
Wait,
he's nice too.
Didn't he suffer a couple injuries?
You came at me, and I was stuck on you coming at me, and I didn't hear what you said after.
Wait, you said Singletary. Wasn't he for the Buffalo?
Maybe I play with different rules.
Right. But I said who basically got gypped at running back on the top 10 was Singletary, the running back for the 49ers. He's nice.
Isn't that Buffalo?
Yeah, he plays for Buffalo.
Is it
You're
Buffalo?
thinking of
he plays for
49ers.
Mostert. Is it Mostert on the 49ers?
Mostert or something like that?
Yeah.
Mostert.
Monostat 7? Damn,
listen, you're talking about injuries. You're talking about somebody that was sharing the ball. So I can see why they wouldn't necessarily do that. He didn't have enough to go by, in my opinion. You might have to look at the stats, but it was just like it was not enough. Even when he got the ball, he did great, but he just didn't get it enough to make, to put him out there and make him that type of top 10 name.
Obviously, it is Buffalo, so I stand incorrect there. But this is impressive to me. So Devin Singletary, out of 156 attempts only last season, he did get 687 yards, 4.4 yards average per carry. That's only out of 156 attempts, you got 687. Keep in mind, I said Ezekiel had us at about 244, I think, and had 970 something.
He didn't impress me. This is my thing. When you're playing a team that you can run through, you know what I'm saying? Like one of those games where it's like, the running back should have 100 yards. He never came through with 100 yards. He never had those games where he had 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, or 100 plus yards. Like he just never had those games. So that's why I don't really feel like he deserves to be in the top 10. Everybody in the top 10 can have a game where they're going to bust out 120, 150 some yards, maybe 2 or 3 touchdowns. He does not have that ability. He doesn't. They almost need to get a running back. I hate to say it, Singletary. They almost need to get a running back with some juice.
I said I like.
And this is for Buffalo.
I think it was a rookie that they picked up last year that Mike Key don't like him. I like.
Yeah, we need Mike's input.
I like.
You know who they? Let me see where he ranks. Let me go back real quick here and just check. Hold on, because I just thought about this.
Thought about what?
Oh, okay, never mind. They got Nick Chubb at number 3, but shoot, for real, Kareem Hunt is. I mean, they might not want to give him top 10, but he right there.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt.
He's right there for sure.
I like Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, Brown's got a good run game.
They do that 1-2. You don't see a whole lot of 1-2 combos that much like we used to.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I hate the 1-2 combo personally, but it works. That one works.
Fresh legs.
That one works.
If you got it right, then I definitely like it.
That one works, but that's going to be rare that it works the way they do. They're both explosive in different ways. So it's like when one of them comes in, they got to adjust. And the team is not really ready for that adjustment because the way that Kareem Hunt plays is explosive, but it's different than Nick Chubb. Right. And they don't know, you know what I'm saying? So they get ready. They're preparing for Nick Chubb on the play, but Kareem Hunt is in, and he's going to play it completely different.
Right.
They got to steal when they got Kareem Hunt after his situation. I think we all can.
Right.
Oh, snap. Agree on that.
He was already doing his thing. He was already a great running back.
We don't know what that young lady did.
Right.
We don't know what that young lady did to him.
Listen, I got a daughter. I can't be speaking like that. You do too. Shit, I ain't listen.
Well,
we do know what she did then. We heard the story, but we're not getting into that today. But we do know she called him the N word. It set him off.
I've been called worse, but that's just me.
You know what I think? No, I'm not gonna give my opinion on that situation because this is in the past. It's irrelevant.
Right.
Like I said, we just got so much stuff going on this week. It's so much to talk about. We don't want to talk about that. So.
Right. I agree. 100%.
Aaron Rodgers is back with the mullet in training camp, ready to go with the California sandals on.
I told you, this is the last dance for them.
He ain't staying. Yeah, he ain't staying. He's leaving.
You know he ain't staying. And
that's clear.
And what's his name?
Is he going to Oakland
either.
I mean, Las Vegas. Is he going to Las Vegas?
Nah, they ain't got enough.
Next year, though.
Nah, they ain't got enough.
That's what I'm saying.
They ain't got enough. And Carr said he want Adams or I said Adams.
Devontae Adams.
Yeah, Adams. Right. I'm thinking
Adams
that
trying to go where Rodgers go.
I'm getting myself.
Everybody wants Adams. That's a given. Right. Like, what team is gonna be like, nah?
They played together at Fresno.
Yeah, he ain't trying to go there though.
Yeah, so he trying. They supposedly best friends or whatever they call it. So he like
off the field.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think that Gruden's that cutthroat that he'd be like, let's get Carr and that or get Rodgers and Adams and get Carr the fuck up out of here.
If he's smart.
If it's his job on the line. If Mike Mayock's
like, he had that 10-year contract or whatever, so
Gruden.
Yeah, I don't think his job's on the line no time soon.
They can cut that 10 if they want to. You know, they always.
They gotta pay him $100 million, ain't it?
Right. Yeah.
$100 million.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think he's kind of in a nice position right now.
Or they'll trade him away again. Like
if I'm Gruden, I don't care about none of that. If I have the ability to get Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers, I don't give a damn about no Carr.
Man, you
bye.
Man. But what else? Though? That's what I'm saying. You gotta get so much else.
They ain't got the cap space. I was gonna say, yeah.
Well, I mean, it ain't really about cap space because they both would be out of contract, wouldn't they?
Rodgers would be. I'm not sure what
Adams would be too.
You'd have to sign them, though. Is what I'm saying. You'd
right.
Have to sign in. But got the cap space.
But we're in an era where Brady's willing to take a pay cut to get a Super Bowl, and Rodgers, you don't have too much time left, so we can't pay you that 25.3 that you was getting.
It's clear that Aaron Rodgers does not want money because he was offered money by Green Bay. So if comes, he wants the Super Bowl. So I think he'd be willing to take a pay cut too to go to the team that he wants to go to. Like, I feel like.
Go ahead, Brittany. My bad.
No. Go ahead.
I was just going to say now, like light bulbs came on. So since we know Drew Brees retired last year,
right?
You know Jameis Winston. What's the other guy? The backup white guy.
Hill.
Yeah, Taysom Hill. Right. Anyways, what I'm getting at is I could see an Aaron Rodgers wanting to go to potential New Orleans next year if they still have the Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara's, because that's on a bad.
Thomas is out with that ACL.
No, he's supposed to come back, right? I thought, right?
He just had.
Yeah, he should be back. Oh no, he's still out. He's still out. Yeah, still out.
No, he ain't gonna make it to the beginning of the season. He may make it.
I'm talking about next year.
Season. Yeah, coming up. This season coming up. He just had.
No, he's saying that he would come in next year with the healthy year.
Rodgers is playing this year. Yeah. Duh. I see what
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Aaron Rodgers would. I don't think Aaron Rodgers would go to a team that is clearly seen as. It's a team that's clearly seen as Drew Brees' team, and they're from the same era. I don't think he would do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no quarterback that you can associate with Tampa Bay. So. You know what I'm saying? You're not like continuing anybody's legacy, et cetera, when
as kind of like wifing up your niggas' baby mom type.
No, I'll tell y'all why y'all wrong. LeBron had no problem after Kobe left to go to the Lakers. Now it's his team, right?
That's different. Different ball game.
How?
And I don't think it's a good. Okay, I don't think when you do certain
Kobe's
comparisons,
Lakers, they say, right? Okay.
Well, no, not really. And the reason why I say that is because that's a lot of people's Lakers. That's Magic's Lakers. That's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's Lakers. They all got championships there.
Kareem. Kobe brought the most with the Lakers as a player, right? Out of all of them, right? I know Kareem has more collectively. Mean? I'm saying a Laker.
Kareem has more
as a Laker,
right? Because Kareem got one with the Bucks or something,
right? But I'm saying as a Laker, I'm pretty sure Kobe has the most rings.
Kobe got so to me,
Kobe got 5.
5.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that to me, LeBron is continuing a tradition that's already in place. A player will come there and get some championships, and it becomes their team. Like, they're known for getting championships. We got him with Kareem. We got him with Magic. We got him with Kobe. We getting him with LeBron. So he's continuing a legacy. Like, that's not like Michael Jordan is the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you can say that. Nobody has came behind Michael Jordan and gotten them a ring. There's been multiple players that have gotten the Lakers a ring. So you can't say that he's continuing Kobe's legacy. One, they're from 2 different eras,
right?
Kind of. And 2, that's what they do. Each era, the Lakers find a player to continue the Laker legacy. You know what I'm saying? Not a player legacy.
Speaking of that, didn't Kobe talk to LeBron talking about he would like to have him in the purple and gold?
I'm sure he would.
I'm sure he did. But I mean, it was for selfish reasons. It wasn't like he truly wanted him in the purple and gold. It
what
was
do
more
you
like,
mean? If you asked him
think about it.
Purple and gold.
Well, think about it. But think about it, Cliff. If you could choose your successor, you may not choose him because you necessarily want him to take over the role that you had. You're choosing because you're like, if I'm gonna leave, you know what I mean?
Well,
like, I'd rather have you.
I understand that nobody's gonna take over the role I had. You can take over that role. You're not gonna do it the same as I do it. But if I understand what you're saying, if you are my successor, I need you here. We knew that LeBron wasn't gonna be Kobe, but the fact that Kobe still said we want you in the purple and gold lets you know. This goes back to a lot of conversations we had in the past regardless, is that's the standard of winning in LA.
Right.
In LA, they're going to do what they got to do to win.
Right, which is contradictory. Yeah, it's contradictory to what Malcolm was saying, like LeBron is continuing Kobe's legacy. I don't think that that's the case. I think he's continuing the Laker legacy, which other players have done, which takes us back to our original point. I do not think Aaron Rodgers will go to a team that is solely known for one quarterback and play there. I just don't think he will. I think that he's looking to get a Super Bowl, and I think he's going to do it with a team that doesn't have a legend already in place.
Yeah, I don't think you. Yeah, I agree with Britt there. I don't think you really can, especially when you're fighting for legacy, right? It's almost like being at a job and, being there for so long and you the best at that position, and because you the best at that position, you can't really get promoted to another one because they need you there.
Right.
It's like an Aaron Rodgers situation where it's like, well, damn, like, I'm seeing Brady leave and do his thing, and I know I could get promoted if I wanted to, but it's a matter of, like you said, who am I going to go to and what am I willing to take?
Right.
I think he'll take less.
I think for sure he'll take less.
It has to be a team that's set up already. It has to be exactly.
Oh, yeah. He's going to a team that's.
He's got to be there.
The most cutthroat thing would be what we already said. If he says, let's go to the Raiders and get Carp out of there.
Right.
I think he'll make a move like that for real. I think he'll make a move like that. And if he can really move like he wants to, and Adams is a free agent next year, I think that they would move
They're both
together.
Free agents next year. Yeah, I would. I would buy
I'm sure you would.
I would buy a jersey if he did that. I would buy an Aaron Rodgers jersey if he moved Carr to fuck up out of there.
I'm sure you would.
The question is, who's going to have? I mean, this is a long shot, and we kind of getting ahead of ourselves. But who's going to have the cap space next year, and who is going to? They have to make it into the playoffs this year, or be right on the cusp.
Right. I think
he's not going to anybody that ain't right there. Oh, you know who would be great? And the Titans.
Yeah, the Titans would. The Titans would. You are absolutely
the Titans. Like if he slid right on in there,
you are absolutely correct.
Tennessee, you know what I'm saying? I can see him right there.
You are absolutely correct about that. If they can bring Adams there too, Adams and Henry on either side. But
don't they still have Brown though? They really don't need.
Yeah, they got Brown.
Yeah, he's a beast. They really don't need Devontae Adams. It would be a bonus, but they don't need him.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if they got those two.
I could agree.
That's a perfect team to go to. That would be crazy. If you listen to Aaron, consider the Titans.
It's all right.
Consider the Titans.
I would hope he goes to the Titans. That way we know him and Adams got to part ways, and I guarantee he coming to Vegas.
You think so?
I guarantee Devontae Adams is coming to Vegas if they choose to keep Carr.
I don't know. I think he kind of want to win, and I think that's his homeboy.
I think that would be the perfect place for him to win. The only reason why I don't think. Hold up.
Patrick Mahomes might snag up at Adams.
Woo! That'd be crazy.
He'll reconstruct his contract if he can get Adams. I'm guarantee it. Mahomes
that would be crazy.
Has so many endorsements. He's a majority owner on a MLB or a minor league team. I'm just saying, if he wanted to, he can make it happen. Like his contract's long too.
I don't think he's veteran enough to want to reconstruct his contract. I don't think he's veteran enough to want to do that.
To get another chip?
Yeah, I mean, he feel like he's still young enough to where he feels like he can do it without having certain people. You know what I'm saying? So he still feel like he got time. I don't think he can reconstruct his contract for.
He made it what? 2 out of 3 times, 3 out of 4 times
to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
And one.
Once. One.
Was it 3 out of 4 or 2 out of 3?
The last 2 years they went to the Super Bowl. I can't remember who was in it 3 years ago.
My Eagles.
3 years ago, no, it was the Rams. It was the Rams and the Patriots.
Okay, so so the last he's done last 2 out of 3 for the past 3 years.
Okay. Yeah, so I agree with Brett. He probably on this high horse. Like I can still do it. Like we ain't made too many changes. I still got a good squad. I don't need to sacrifice nothing like that.
Right. But let me.
Adams what? In Seattle. DK
now that is rumor. That is rumor.
You said what now?
That is rumor. Now I do think that is a little disrespectful. Adams in Seattle. Okay. Yeah. I do think it is a little disrespectful because I do like their wide receiver core right now. I'm not saying that things can't change, but DK Metcalf to me is a top 5 receiver.
Yeah,
they got Lockett as well, who gets out there and does this, and you really have no idea who might blow up for 2-3 touchdowns in that game.
They just need an O-line. That's all that Seattle
needs. So to be honest, they really don't even need Devontae Adams. Of course,
they need a running game too.
Yeah,
they need a running game and an O-line in Seattle, and they'd be good offensively.
And a new coach, Pete Carroll. I think he's seen his last good days as a coach. Honestly,
you think so?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to hang him up just yet.
Let me look at his page. Pete Carroll's up there, y'all. Like y'all wouldn't believe.
I know he is, but
I'm not saying that. But can you bring in somebody better?
He'll be 70 September 15th. I think you could. There's a lot of young guns. You know what I'm saying? Look at the Rams.
There's a lot of young guns that's coming up.
McVay. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You can find you could.
I don't know if I would risk it. I'd have to wait. I'd probably wait until, I ain't gonna say I would wait, but I haven't seen anything that would make me want to get rid of him quite yet.
I think honestly, if he doesn't have a season, Pete Carroll that is, it doesn't take his team at least to the playoffs or show some kind of sign of improvement. I think that they're going to want.
He's out of there.
Yeah, look at getting rid of him for real.
He's out of there.
For real.
I think the name alone is enough.
Can't always go off a name sometimes, though.
I still think that the name alone is but I know. I think that that's the opposite these days. Is you're thinking of it from a front office point of view, but when you think of it from a player, these young bucks, that's all they operate off of his name. You think they wouldn't want to play for a Pete Carroll?
In 2005, yes. In 2021, nah.
I don't even think that the issue right now is the offensive line. I think that's out of his hands.
Pete Carroll?
Out of the coach's hands? For that to be a focus?
The players?
We need recruitment. We need new players, but that doesn't mean that Pete Carroll has the capital in Seattle to be able to say, I need so-and-so from over here. We need new linemen. They need all new linemen. They need all new linemen, completely new linemen. He doesn't have the capital to be like, I need. All he can say is I need it, but he can't say I'll put $5 million of my own cash in with whatever you give it to them. I just need it that bad.
No, he can't. I mean, he probably won't do that, but let's be honest. Like, if he's telling the GM, the team, like, hey, this is what we're focused on, they should be going in the direction that he's telling them to focus on. So I cannot give him a pass on them not having a line. Like, no, it's your job as a coach to make sure you got all the moving parts. So
I get it. I do get it. I get it. But I mean, that's the same argument that we got with LeBron and Jordan type shit. You know what I mean? Like, if you just don't have the pieces to do it, you don't have the pieces to do it. It doesn't matter how good you are.
Yeah, 1 year if you don't have the pieces to do it, but it shouldn't be the next 3 years you don't have the pieces to do it.
That's what I'm saying. It took LeBron having to take his talents to South Beach to get a ring. Nobody ever gave him nothing else in Cleveland. So some places just won't give you shit. Some places just aren't willing to open a wallet.
Well, that was
so if that's the case, then Pete Carroll needs the piece. If that's the case,
but with coaches, it's not like a quarterback. You got to find an opening to slide into.
I don't think he would have any trouble because somebody gonna get fired. And we know that for a fact.
Didn't you say, Cliff? Didn't you say that his name resonates alone? So think about it. If I'm a GM and Pete Carroll's my coach, he's a respected coach in college and NFL. He's older. I'm not going to listen to Pete Carroll if he tells me, I need you guys to help me out with getting some alignment. I'm just going to be like, nah, Pete, figure it out.
You wouldn't listen to LeBron? You wouldn't listen to LeBron after he brought you to the championship his first 3 years into the season?
You talking about Cleveland?
Yeah, saying I just need.
Well, that's different. The owner we already know is a jackass, Dan Gilbert. We already know from the very top of the top.
Do you still have that covered? You are.
What? Oh, my arm. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna take it off. I was gonna take it off today, but they don't got no supplies up here. I gotta wait till I get home tomorrow. I'm waiting till I get home. They ain't got the supplies, so I didn't bring my stuff with me.
So yeah. I'm happy that we're kind of on the subject of coaches, et cetera, making changes. So one of the things that I wanted to bring up, and I actually argued with my boyfriend the other day about this. Aaron Rodgers is. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But back to I mean, that's my thing, Cliff. Like, if you're Pete Carroll, you should be able to. I need this. I need that. You know what I mean?
You should be, but that does not mean that always. You can make that happen. You never know.
And
their office may be thinking the same way you are. Like, this nigga's on his last leg. Like, I don't even know if we can continue winning. So imagine him trying to get help if they're already looking at him like, we're getting rid of you anyway, bruh.
Well, let Grandpa go and get somebody else in there and get some linemen. Shit, I mean, come on, he's turning 70 September 15th.
Better the devil.
I wish I was living my passion I hope I am living my passion at 70. But what I was saying was, so this takes me back to the argument that I had the other day when it came to Aaron Rodgers, and I think this is a big deal, and I want people to have an open mind with this, but I also want you to disagree with me if you feel it in your heart.
Right.
Now, Aaron Rodgers has sat out since April-ish from any activities that had to do with the Green Bay Packers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you may be right about that. April.
It's been a while.
So, maybe I'm wrong on the exact date, but he's been sitting out. He's been unresponsive, or there's been no communication between him and the Packers.
And all that
shit. So my thing is this. He does the press conference this week, which to me is a whole show in itself, talking about his press conference. He does the press conference this week, and he says that he feels like he should be more involved in what goes on with the Packers. And he felt almost, he didn't say the word, he didn't use the word disrespected, but he just felt like, you guys are not allowing me to be utilized like I can. And because of that, I'm basically not showing up to my job duties and almost on the brink of not showing up this year because of the fact that you guys are not utilizing me, not allowing me to help my team in the ways that I think I should be, as well as not extending my contract. Now, I'm coming off an MVP season. So he's feeling major disrespect, right? Major disrespect.
Right.
Now, here's a take that I feel people should take into account. Aaron Rodgers signed a contract, I forget how many years ago, 5-year deal, 4-year deal, whatever it may be, probably a 5-year deal, to where he was supposed to play into the 2021-22 season, and then his contract is up. Over time, we have seen how the Packers have operated. They draft a quarterback that they like, kind of let them develop for a year or two, and then they send them out there full go, lead us to a championship, right? They had Brett Favre before Aaron, and there was no communication there, et cetera, which is part of Aaron's issue. He doesn't like how they are treating players on the way out.
Right.
Now, if this is our formula, if this is the formula that we have put together that has gotten us Super Bowls and what is it? What AFC? Where they in the AFC, NFC? Yeah, AFC, NFC championships, whatever division they're in. My apologies. Should we stop this formula that we have for winning for one player? And is it okay for you to not show up for your job because you feel some type of way? Maybe you're seeing something. You've seen what Brady did. So you feel like, oh, I want to be able to do that as well. I want some input. So now I'm not going to show up for my job.
Well, I feel
that's the new style.
I feel like that's a fair question, right? But at the same time, the first place my thought went was, well, how many championships have they won since Brett Favre stepped down and Rodgers stepped in? One? Right.
Yeah. His track record actually hasn't been that good in the playoffs.
So
over the course of time,
what I'm getting at is, it comes down to the same thing in Seattle. It comes down to pieces. And Aaron Rodgers, another one of them that's been asking. I don't know what he's been asking for specifically.
More wide receivers.
His input in the recruiting process. Like, hey, you're not getting players that I feel like I need to win a championship, which is a legitimate claim. And I completely understand it. But at the same time, I also have to look at it from the standpoint of, hey, if I'm the owner of a company and you're an employee and I'm telling you, I'm bringing you in to do this job, when I brought you in to do your job as a quarterback, at no point did we say, hey, I'm going to involve you in the recruiting process.
Right.
I mean, I look at it this way. If the GOAT's not saying nothing, aka Tom Brady's always had to work with what he had, whether he liked it or not. It was just go out there and play ball, work with what you got. Whether he liked it or not, he had to go out there and do it. We at least never heard him verbally come out and say, well, they're not giving me nothing. I want this, I want that. So I kind of
came out and verbally said he was unhappy.
Which is cool.
After he left New England.
Mm-hmm.
No, even before. Even before.
Did Tom Brady ever not come do his job, though?
No, he never not came and did his job. But it's the same situation. When they drafted Jimmy Garoppolo, he flipped his shit. Talking about he was going to leave. Sense. And Aaron Kraft was the one that made Belichick give
Robert Kraft.
I
know what you meant. Right. Aaron Rodgers, Robert Kraft. I know what you meant.
Not Aaron Kraft. But listen, but the point of the matter is, you can raise hell. That's fine. But we signed you on to do a job. As far as what we told you we were going to do for you and give you, we have upheld our end of the bargain. So now you see how the league is changing, which is cool. And you kind of want to play the game a little differently. So my thing is this: you can't be mad at the fact that you're aging and a team doesn't necessarily know if they want to keep you in their future, even if you did win an MVP. You know what I'm saying? They're not thinking 1-2 year at a time necessarily. They're thinking a couple years ahead. Right. So my thing is, with everybody siding on Aaron Rodgers' side, did Green Bay do anything that they didn't say? Did Green Bay not uphold their end of the bargain in any area for him to not show up to work?
Right. And to your point, Cliff, I mean, Tom Brady might have been unhappy about Garoppolo. I understand that part, especially because that's them trying to push him out of the throne, so to speak, at that time. But like Britt said, Tom Brady was still he was still, you know what I'm saying? He was still showing up, still doing his duty. Wasn't happy about the Garoppolo thing, but he was still doing his duty.
No, you're right.
Aaron, you know what I'm saying? Hold out, unhappy. Oh, I'm gonna go do Jeopardy. I'm like Aaron. Aaron's like the rebel child. Like, you know them kids. You know, we all had some friends growing up where like he was like, damn, you wild. Like parents told you no, you gonna go out and just do something plus more. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I look at Aaron Rodgers. Like it's his way or the highway, or he's gonna rebel. You know what I mean?
No, I don't necessarily look at it like it's his way or the highway. I understand. Aaron Rodgers is going to get you a champion. He's going to get you a Super Bowl ring, right? He knows better than anybody, kind of like you know better than anybody in your relationship what you need to feel loved, et cetera, et cetera. Right. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is saying, I know what I need to feel loved, which is ultimately to get a Super Bowl. So I understand, like, hey, I know what I need. You guys are getting rid of players that I can use in ways that maybe you don't see the benefit in, but I know that I can use them, right? Or you're bringing in players that, you know what I'm saying, like that maybe he can use or he can't use, but who can give you better insight onto what goes on the field, especially on the offensive standpoint, than Aaron Rodgers? And why would you not want his input into getting a Super Bowl?
Well, I'll tell you a couple things. Aaron Rodgers is 1-3 in NFC Championship games. He's been there 4 times, and when he's 1-3.
Okay, but it's just it's a feat already to say you've been there 4 times.
Yeah, but that's kind of like Donovan McNabb to me. Speaking of my Eagles again, yeah, we went to the NFC Championship with him and Andy Reid a bunch of times, but bro, y'all never got it done. Y'all never could get to the big dances, Cliff could say.
So then that's Aaron's whole point. That's Aaron. That's Rodgers' whole point, though. Damn. His whole point is he's getting you there without having any input on who he has on his roster. So imagine if you gave him the players, or you had tried to get him the players, the type of players that he felt like he needed. He's like, I can get you that ring. I wouldn't be 1-3. I'll probably be 3 for 3 or 2 for 3 if you let me have the people that I wanted. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I understand his perspective. Now, from their perspective, I also understand it from an employee boss type situation. Like, hey, this is our formula. This is what we're doing. Why are you trying to, you know what I'm saying, act brand new all of a sudden? And that's basically what Aaron Rodgers is doing. He's really acting brand new because he hasn't pulled this type of stunt before. And he never had the power that he's asking for. He's never had it. And you've been with him for over 10 years. So he's really kind of acting brand new in a sense. And my thing is, why do you wait till you get down to your last year to want to act like this? Now, if you feel some type of way, like you want to be there, then you need to let them know, hey, I want to be here for another 5 years. And this is what I need to get you some championships within those 5 years. Now, if they say we decline your offer, which is basically what they were saying, then you need to have some dignity and take your talents elsewhere. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I feel like Aaron Rodgers, I feel like he kind of did it in a passive aggressive way. You know what I'm saying? Like, put what you want out there on the table.
Well, if he came and back if they with accept it, he ain't being passive aggressive no more. He being aggressive.
He might have been cheap. He might have been chiefing out there in California or something.
I'm just saying he was passive aggressive in not stating what he wanted. I can't say that he was passive aggressive. He was in not stating what he wanted. He was passive aggressive in his actions to not getting what he wanted. But like I said, he should have put it out there. Like, you know, not hate to go back to like relationships, or like if you see somebody you want to talk to, like put it out there. Hey, I like you, et cetera, et cetera. Now they can either accept or they can decline. But if they decline, don't get to begging. Don't get to trying to trick them into being with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have some dignity, you have some pride, and you take your talents to somebody else.
I agree. But fuck Aaron Rodgers unless he come to Las Vegas. Let's move on. He coming to Las Vegas. Let's move on to the Olympics. And then I got a few things that I want to touch on and we'll wrap it up. First and foremost in the Olympics, before the elephant in the room, I would like to say that the Olympic men's boxing, Keyshawn Davis, Duke Reagan, and Richard Torres all advanced to the quarterfinals. Keyshawn Davis actually knocked out the number one, the top ranked person in the Olympics at 135. So I think he might have a clear shot to gold him. But it's looking good for everybody in men's boxing in the Olympics. I haven't heard too much about women's, if I'm being
boxing?
Honest. Yeah. And I will say that I haven't looked it up either. So that's a foul on my behalf. But if I'm being
in all honesty, we really could have did a special Hit the Shower strictly for the Olympics.
Shit, right. And I'm sure we'll get there.
Because it's so much.
It's still a little bit left to be done, so I'm sure we'll get there. We could set up a day or something.
Yeah, for sure. We should give
a lot, and I do feel like it deserves more than just a touch on each episode. So yeah,
right. We might have to slide in a special.
Right, I do.
I gotta start watching it. I ain't even been watching it. I just been looking at the updates.
I've been keeping it on my TV as far as watching it, probably 35-40% of the time.
I just been checking. I watched it a little bit, but it's so much. You know, we can always go back and check it out and then recap and give our opinions. Right. It's like we got the basketball. It's so many. The basketball team, track and field, swimming. They've been going nuts with the swimming. We got the gymnastics. It's so much stuff that we can talk on. Like I said, we could do an hour special just on the Olympics alone. But sure.
I say, what you feel about the Simone Biles situation?
I'm gonna let y'all speak before I give my opinion on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just listen. I got my ears out.
You already know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say the exact same thing I said last night.
Yeah, your post. Man, all I'm saying is, and I say this time and time again, everybody's mental health stuff strikes at different times. Like right. There's somebody super close to me. Of course, I'm not gonna mention their name for privacy, obviously, but you know what I mean? Like, I guess they're having a week. You know what I mean? Usually this person is up, cheerful, you know what I'm saying? High on the clouds. They're having a week.
Malcolm, hold on. Let me ask you a question. And where was mental health in 1940? And then, hold on, that ain't even the question. But why couldn't you just go out there in 1940 with your mental health issues and just take your loss? If that's the case, if you feel like you can't perform up to par, which is cool, why can't you just go out there and take your loss?
So I think that, I know, I'm going to confidently say it. I mean, we know that this generation is a lot weaker minded and softer than the previous generation. They say each generation is supposed to get better and better. And I believe we have. Right. I believe we have in some instances.
In certain areas.
Right. But in the mentality state, we're weaker than we were in 1940. I mean, we was going through slavery, oppression, all
that. Not in 1940, right, we weren't.
With 1940?
We weren't going through slavery in 1940.
In the South?
That's the South.
I'll call my grandfather. Listen, that's where my people's from. I'll call my 86-year-old grandfather right now. Nigga tell you everything you need to know. So,
I'm not saying we weren't going through some stuff.
But my point is, it was tough times.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're right. People were just, you know what I'm saying?
Well, before we get into the chat, Roger Dodger said, Aaron said his wife threw out his Heineken and brought in Paps without even letting him know.
Who?
What?
Is that the kid?
Nah, that's
Roger Dodger
dude from last week. He talking about beer. Oh, he said, I'm not going to lie. I probably watch people water their grass before I watch the Olympics. I mean,
okay, that's more power to you.
I'm an Olympics guy. I'll watch it, but as far as I'm sorry, I don't know if I cut y'all off in saying that. What was y'all saying before I stopped y'all?
No, Brittany was just asking about, what's basically why are they acting like this now? If back in the day they still had to do what they did, win or lose, mental health or not, and it's just we're weaker minded.
And it's like, why not just go out there and take your loss if you feel like you're not up to par? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I agree with that too.
Why not just compete anyway?
That's why I posted the post that I said. I feel like the Simone Biles situation to me kind of feels like Barry Sanders when he retired before he broke Walter Payton's record. I feel like, honestly, and I know that's cryptic for a lot of people out there. It doesn't explain exactly what I was saying. But honestly, the way I feel is I feel like she had nothing else to accomplish. You know what I mean? Like, she had won so much that it's like, what else is it to accomplish? And she's taken away from people on her team as well. And she's feeling a certain kind of way about it. Because I was watching all of those when the Olympics started and she got like them first 3 golds. I was watching the young lady who just won gold. Congrats to her, Sunia Lee. I was watching her get silver next to her, and I could see that, damn, if you wasn't here, in her face. You know what I mean? Like,
so you're saying that she did it. She did it for her teammates to possibly get gold? Because she pulled out during a team event.
Well, because she fell on that, because she didn't stick that landing, and she stumbled on that, and that got them silver.
Some points.
Right. That's what got them silver. So she felt like me not having my head in it would fuck y'all up more than y'all taking it yourself.
Well, let me play devil's advocate based off of what you were saying on your post. You said that her not being in it was like, hey, you guys are guaranteed to get silver if I'm not competing. Almost. Not saying guaranteed, but there's a good chance that you're not going to get the gold if I don't compete. So now you're trying to say that she was being soft on a team event.
No, I'm not saying she was being soft. I'm not saying she was being soft. I'm not saying she was being soft at all. I'm saying the same thing. And hold up. Roger Dodger said, I used to watch it, but no interest now. But in gymnastics, her going out there and trying could have got her injured. I do agree. Plus, if she was white, she'd be getting the ESPY for pulling out.
Y'all remember when, is her name, the tennis player Naomi Osaka, when she pulled out, I believe a month ago, due to mental health, and then she came back a couple weeks later or something like that. I mean, in this era, I guess it's nothing new. I guess when you got the Kevin Loves, DeMar DeRozan, and people speaking up as athletes, people feel like it's okay. No, Kyrie does it.
I understand what Roger Dodger was saying when he said that post too. The best meme that I seen about all that was with the girl Sha'Carri Richardson, Naomi Osaka, and Simone Biles. First and foremost, don't feel like you could just put Sha'Carri up there in that post with them, but I see why it fits for the meme sake. It said y'all ain't gonna stress us out, and that's the period point blank of all this. Like I understand the pressure that's put on these young black girls to be perfect. Meanwhile, you see people fighting against them that you give so much praise to. I understand that, right? But at the same time, that's why it goes back to last night's episode, that King Richard shit with Serena and Venus. Oh, his dad knew that from the jump. They knew that was gonna be the case. You gotta beat it. You gotta go through it. You feel what I'm saying? And
that was my whole question.
It's not a lot of people that's pushing through that, because regardless of your mental health, everybody has issues with mental health, and I would never demean anyone else's, because I don't know how bad your thunderstorms are. You may be having tornadoes over there. I just may be having a light chance of rain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not diminishing that, but at the same time, we have ventured away from that era or generation where it's like, fuck it, dance in the storm. The rain doesn't stop. The storms don't stop. Learn to dance in the storm. Push through that shit. Now it's like, nope, stop. If you feel that way, stop. And I get it. With gymnastics, yes, you run a risk of getting hurt if you're not 100% into it. It's the same way with fight sports. If your head's not in there, you probably don't want to go in there with that, because you could really get hurt if you don't. I get that. But at the same time, to be an Olympian, like, you've taken away from another person's shot that would have potentially been in there if you didn't. And I think that contributed to the mental health situation that she had, where she was like, shit, like, I'm doing these tricks and I usually stick them, but my head's just not in the game. I took away a spot from somebody that could have been doing this in my place.
Yeah, but you also waited too late to do that. Like, at that point,
I get that.
There's no replacing you. You know what I'm saying? Like, not really. I mean, I'm sure they got like a little backup and they put up
her best friend.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Isn't she going up tonight? Or she went up I think it's tonight.
That's cool. You know, with your gymnastics, I think it's one of those things where you really don't want to see anything like any crazy injury. So if you're not feeling up to par, maybe you do sit out. But with a lot of other sports, I disagree with sitting out. Like, just go, like, the mental fear that comes with this newer generation of losing is probably something associated with social media, to be honest with you.
I agree with that too.
You can't be afraid to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't plan to lose, but you can't be afraid to lose. And I feel like, all right, if I'm not feeling up to par, I'm still going to get out there and try my best. And that's what we're used to in the past. And that's where we can't relate. That's why we don't a lot of people don't fully understand the mental health aspects of things. Now, with gymnastics, with you just being on the floor and doing those wild flips, like I can understand, like if your mind isn't there and you know what I'm saying, you don't feel like you can land right, et cetera, you can really be injured.
Right.
But it's coming from a world that's seen, what was the year? Was it 1996 when old girl was injured? They carried her to the floor. She did her routine and she flipped at the end and landed on one foot, and you can see it in her face. I mean, it was such an Olympic moment. You can see it in her face that, you know what I'm saying, like she gave it all she got. It didn't matter that she was injured. We're coming from, generations that have seen those type of finishes. So a lot of people aren't going to fully get the mental health aspect of things. Like, so what exactly, they want to pinpoint it. What exactly is wrong with you? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Et cetera, et cetera. So, again, in gymnastics, I think it's a little different because it is such a dangerous thing with the flips. And if you don't land right, but in most of the sports, whatever it may be, swimming, whatever, running track, just get out there and try.
Basketball.
Yeah, basketball. Like I said, just get out there and try.
There's not a chance of imminent death, because I can understand fighting too. If your head's not in it, don't do it. And that's one of the reasons why I feel like they should have never taken the headgear out of amateur Olympic boxing. Because you're dealing with the fact that you're on the grand stage and with the best in that specific country. And now we going to take the headgear out. Just because they're Olympians, they're still amateurs. They shouldn't have to deal with that as well. I feel like that's a lot to deal with. But that's beyond my realm of judgment. I have no dog in that race. I couldn't do nothing about that if I wanted to. But I do feel like it's the same way. And I could understand somebody pulling out because they feel like my head's just not in it.
I mean, I get it. Kinda. I should say kinda.
I'm with you. I am with you.
I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50 because my thing is like this, especially when you're talking about the Olympics. You've been training for the past 4 years, technically
it's
5, because of COVID. No, not even saying that it's your job for your head to be in it, but it's just like you should be so robotic, so routine at this point. Even if your head isn't in it, you should be able to give an effort that's at least a B effort,
right,
even if it's not your best performance. So that aspect of things, I don't understand. This is what you've been training for. This is what you get up for every day.
That's why I feel like it's Barry Sanders and Walter Payton. Because like you said, when you Simone Biles, you the GOAT, I'm sure it's muscle memory at this point. No, I'm not saying that you can't get out of your head and be like, oh shit, I almost didn't land that. I get that. But to have one mistake and doubt yourself all like I need to pull myself out, it's more to it than that. Now, mental health or not, I get it. But it's more to it than that, whether you want to say it or not. Maybe you're frustrated with the fact that all of y'all came up together. That's another thing that nobody takes into account. When you think about, like Mike said, Olympic gymnasts, they all come up in the same camp. And when you looking at everybody like, damn, bitch, this is your 4th Olympics and all you do is get gold. I can't get my shot. Like, this might be my only shot. That I'm sure that weighs on her mental health as well. Like, my friends is looking at me funny. Let me just get out of
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because let me tell you something about goats. Goats, not winners.
I get what you said.
Goats,
I get what you
don't care about that. Mm-hmm. I'm the GOAT for a reason.
Right.
And I want you to win, but I'm not going to lower myself
to let you
for win. You to win. Mm-hmm. I'm a GOAT. You know what I'm saying? I'm more than just a winner. I'm a GOAT. So if I honestly don't think that is the case. Her wanting to see them get gold. They ain't even get it.
I think
but her wanting to see them. No, I don't think so. Listen,
Sonia Lee got the gold directly after.
Man, listen,
the one that was looking at
that's
her like, damn, bitch, that's like I can't get mine.
This is the equivalent. It's like you gonna work all week or you gonna work your 2 weeks and be like, you know what?
You can get paid.
You can have my paycheck because you don't have the type of car that I have. No, don't nobody do that. That's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? She's a goat, and if you're gonna be a goat, you gotta act like a goat. Right. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna give my opinion. This is just my opinion. I don't think Simone can make a bad move. I think she makes great decisions. I think that she is a really good athlete. And to be honest with you, if she can't participate, there has to be a good reason why she can't. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, you know what I think? And I think it's going to be a slap in everybody's face, everybody in the media that kind of downed her. That downed her and was like, I don't understand why she's not competing, et cetera, et cetera. She said it was like mental, whatever it may be. I think, because I follow her on Instagram, I know what the deal is. She got a really fire ass boyfriend. The man looks good. She probably pregnant.
You know what? You're not the first person to say that. Pregnant. You're not the first person to say that. She is
probably pregnant.
You're not the first person to say that.
I'm not risking. She can get out there and compete, especially in the beginning of pregnancy, first, second trimester. You can get out there and do your thing. She probably just don't want to risk. But there's always a chance. Hey, you can land wrong, et cetera, et cetera. Right. Simone is a very smart girl. So if that is the case, she's like, you know what? There's nothing in this world that would be worth my baby, worth my child. I'm not going to compete. Y'all can have that. And like I said, she's tough. She's a GOAT for a reason.
You calling it? I gotta write it down.
That would be the only reason I can see her not competing in the Olympics. She does this for a living, and gymnastics only shines during the Olympic time. So my call is that she's pregnant. I seen your boyfriend. The man looks gorgeous.
But if she was pregnant, wouldn't she have not been competing then all along?
No, not if she just got pregnant. And you can do physical activity first, second trimester. They don't tell you to stop doing. I
mean,
like they don't tell you to stop doing.
You don't think if she was pregnant, she wouldn't have told him like, "Hey, by the way, I'm pregnant. I'm this far along." So
no, that's nobody's business right now. Especially if she's not past her first trimester. A lot of women miscarry, so they may not want to risk putting it out there until they get past a certain point. But the first trimester is very, very shaky because anything can happen. 1 in 4 pregnancies miscarry,
right?
And if this is the first time she's been pregnant, anything could happen. And the way she sees it, there's another Olympics in 3 years because we were supposed to have one last year. Shoot, she will be ready for that Olympics.
Right,
she's never not been ready.
2020 Olympics, so it's actually these athletes is going to have a year off. Well, not a year off, but they got 3 years.
They're missing a year. Yeah, they got to compete in 3 years.
Roger, I want to hit his chat. He said that's why this generation has the audacity to mention LeBron with Jordan and Kobe. They never saw prime assassins. Today's society accepts softness in their superstars. And then he said, if she ain't pregnant, she better get on it when she gets back to the States.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think she's that ignorant at this time and point in her life to do that.
I don't think that
ignorance.
No, that would be ignorance.
Listen, cuz you got to think about it. So put yourself in the position of being a boyfriend of a superstar athlete like Simone Biles training for the Olympics. Now, when we talk about moves being calculated, she's training for the next 4 years. Now, imagine how many slip-ups you make in your everyday life in that 4-year time. Then put that into a relationship where we're talking about sexual contact. Let's be honest. If this is my girl, like my fiance, condoms aren't involved.
That's your mindset. I know some other people that are on a whole different scale, bro, right now.
And you're right. Maybe there should have been condoms involved.
You know what I mean?
If you are an Olympian and that's what you're doing. But maybe her birth control didn't work. Cliff. Maybe it didn't work. Maybe it didn't work.
Anything could have countered it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure
we don't
she
know
was
the
responsible
situation
for what she was attempting to do. And imagine if this is true and she just gets pregnant. How far along is she? Maybe 2 months at the most. Right
she
now,
could easily
as
be 3 months. I mean, you really won't even notice. Y'all know, y'all got kids.
Right, it could be, but what I'm saying is she just fucked up right before, right? Like it wasn't like you fucked up back in, like it was, she was on her shit up until this point, and then for the Olympics I fucked up and had to compete. Yeah, I'll do the routines I know I can do, but the ones that make me nervous, I gotta pull out of them.
Think about it like this: like when you guys had your first child, you really didn't know what was going on,
and this would you better go out there and do backflips. End over end.
No, I'm just saying, like, as a mother though, you have so many worries, especially with that first child. Like, think about even just like having sex. You know, I know I had worries.
With
like
people, that's
no.
People for every person.
Right, but I'm just saying, as a woman, and we don't even know that she's pregnant, so this is just right. You know what I'm saying? We just speculating. But let's say she is with her first child. You have so many worries.
But
I know.
Damn it, Manning.
I'll let Brittany finish, but you jinxed me and my squad. I'll let Brittany finish before I announce what I'm about to say.
Okay, I'll make it quick. So, like I said, you have so many worries. And like I said, I know I had a worry when it came to just having sex. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there might be bleeding, et cetera, that is that's common, but you just don't know when you're a first time mother. So imagine like going out there and doing those crazy flips that she does and just having the feeling of like, what if I land wrong? You know what I'm saying? So like I said, it's a lot of worries out there that can be put on you. And I would completely, and I mean completely, understand her pulling out if that were the case.
My dumb ass would be thinking like, the harder I do these flips, the more this baby will get used to spinning around.
Shaking baby syndrome early.
And I would just be thinking when she gets out, she's gonna be naturally ready to flip her ass off. But my ignorant ass, don't mind me. Roger Dodger said, if that's ignorant, yeah, he said if that's ignorant, there are a lot of ignorant people in it. Well, you know that, Roger. Let's not. They say the only thing common about common sense is it ain't that common. So, you know, it's a lot of ignorant people. He said a lot of athletes don't use condoms, birth control. Plus,
listen, I seen her boyfriend. I would not use.
He said. Plus, what if she found out in Tokyo? That would mess up her mental.
She said, I seen her boyfriend.
I agree.
Brittany?
I agree 100. If she found out in Tokyo she was pregnant.
What's Shannon start?
Brittany, you're one of the women. You're one of the women your son got to watch out for one day. Shit. I seen her son. I couldn't use protection.
Listen, they've been together for a while. This is not a new relationship. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
What they call that, trap?
Nah.
Simone,
speaking of that, hold on real quick. Did y'all hear about
your boy
PJ Washington? Yeah. Boy, he got trapped. He got trapped.
I didn't hear about that. That's fucked up. But
when you see a sucker,
she is. But Cliff, she been with everybody.
When you see a sucker, lick him.
Didn't I say that last time? I said that's their job. Like, it's your job to know that females are out there. But before we wrap up, because we've been going for a while, I just want to point out that one of my favorite boxers of all time is a fucking duck. He's a fucking duck, and I'm ashamed. So he's now being removed from my favorite boxer list.
Pacquiao.
Canelo Alvarez.
Oh, what happened?
What he did?
The Caleb Plant fight is now off. And he'll be fighting Dimitri Bivol on September 18th. So let me kick this to you before we wrap it up. Remember I told you that white boy Caleb Plant, that's a bad boy. Now, right. I had Canelo edging that fight out. But listen, Canelo says, okay, we'll do the fight, but no rematch clause.
What?
I don't want to fight you again, nigga.
Yeah, he says we'll do the fight.
Nothing wrong
no
with
rematch.
that.
Right, nothing wrong with that. Caleb Plant says, sure, I'll sign it. So then Caleb reverses it and says, okay, we'll do a rematch clause, but only if I lose. Caleb says, sure, I'll sign it. Then Canelo says, if something happens in training and you get COVID or you get injured, the PBC has to provide me with another fight in the same amount of time and pay me the same amount of money.
What's wrong with that?
That's outside of that boy. That he doesn't have any say in that. He can't
authority.
Right. That's up to them. That's not up to me. Do you want to fight me for this belt or not? Yes or no? Now you're asking me for things that I can't agree to, and they have to agree to them. So if they don't agree to it, I can't do. So clearly what you're saying to me is that you don't want to fight me for this belt. Because I agreed to everything. You even rewrote the contract. I still agreed to it. And now you're asking for something I can't give you.
Is he? We are in such a weird time, and we were just talking about it with football. People are protecting themselves. And shit, we just seen it. We supposed to see a hella fight last weekend. Hold on. You couldn't. That's what I'm saying. Like with Aaron Rodgers, like he's basically saying, like, listen, I'm gonna train for this fight, and I'll be damned if somebody pulls out at the last minute and I don't get my money. Because that's basically what Wilder's saying right now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Roger Dodger says, Simone better watch her man. Someone thirsting over there.
Ain't no thirst.
Right.
Now, if you know anything about me, Roger Dodger, you know, first of all, I ain't thirsty for nobody. And second of all, I love Simone. I would never, ever go after her, man. He could be in front of me naked. I'll look, but I would not act on that. That's out of respect for my relationship and hers.
Right. I understand that. I'm with you on that, baby.
Amen. That you can look, but you don't got to touch. That's the
yeah. Come on now. I ain't never been that. But listen, back to what we were talking about. I just feel like, to be honest with you, I think he just pulled. When did he try to put that into the contract? Because I feel like that is a perfect. I feel like that's a response to the fight that was supposed to happen last weekend with Fury and Wilder. Like, listen, he got COVID a week or two before.
Wait. But what if you get COVID?
If it's not in the contract, it don't matter.
But that's what I'm saying. Listen, I get it. I get you wanting to be the A side. You are the A side, but I get you wanting to adjust the contract to your means. But you can't be go gadget this. Like, oh, you're hurt, go get. Because what's really going on here, and this is what a lot of people haven't connected the dots to. The PBC offered Canelo Alvarez a three fight deal.
Mm-hmm.
They offered him Caleb Plant, which would make him undisputed. They offered him they would make him one more belt to undisputed. They offered him Jermell Charlo, and they offered him David Benavidez. Those are the top three killers in their weight division. Canelo said, no, I don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
So then PBC said, well, we'll give you Caleb Plant. That's the one you want, right? We'll give you him by himself. He agreed. So now, by him saying, I want a comparable opponent and still get 40, what he's saying is, I want you to fill in that spot with a Jermall Charlo or a David Benavidez, which means that you're trying to pull them into an early fight, meaning they don't get their full time. You feel me? That's your slick way of trying to get around. I'll fight them all, but I'll fight them on my terms.
Under this condition.
So if you get COVID and it's only 2 months to the fight, you got to hurry up and enter that training camp to get ready. that's fucking up the bag. You gotta go against everybody heads up if you want to be the best. And I always took Canelo Alvarez as the best since Floyd. So now that you're pulling this shit, it makes me feel like, are you scared? Is it scary? Are you scary? Because I thought he was going to beat Caleb Plant. But this makes me feel like because he's so confident in himself, it took away some of your confidence. And now you're like, oh, I won't do it.
That's a hard one. Again, we're in such weird times where the players, whatever sport it may be, are trying to control their narrative. Now, you just said yourself that you consider him the best fighter since Mayweather. Well, what does Mayweather do? Mayweather would never do it how you just mentioned it, by taking those top 3 fighters and where there's enough time for them to prepare. So I feel like he knows that with Mayweather out of the game, I'm one of the top fighters, so I'm going to make things. Why would you not want home court advantage?
And you know what? It's funny that you say that. And shouts to the Boxing Voice, because they had this same conversation on the Boxing Voice, and somebody said that same thing. It's hard to put Mayweather in that position because he never did it. Right? Like Mayweather, they say his biggest biggest critique is he fought fighters past
he didn't fight people in their prime.
Right. But he never cashed himself out of a fight. He always gave the opportunity. It may have been late, if that's what you want to say, but he always gave the opportunity. This situation seems like I'll give you the opportunity so people don't think I'm a duck, and then I'll pull out of it because you're a little too confident. Oh, so you'll accept it without a rematch? Oh, so then I revise it and you'll accept it if I get a rematch only? Well, then I start thinking about if I really lose. So if I get 40 million and something happens to you, I need to get a fight with somebody weaker.
Well, if it's based off of what you said, the clause is not necessarily somebody weaker. It's somebody that's not had the same amount of time to prepare. So with that being said, I honestly am not, I'm saying, I'm not looking down on Canelo for being like, because to be honest, the weak move would be to not put somebody in that place. Then there's no fight at all, and he's just chilling, and then he can take another 3-4 months to prepare for whoever the next person is. He's saying like, he wants his money. At the end of the day, that's basically. How do we know you don't catch COVID? Man, why he's telling you right now. Where he from? He from Mexico or some shit?
Yeah, he from Mexico.
Yeah, he ain't getting no COVID.
He ain't living in Mexico.
Listen, he living in a fucking mansion somewhere where there ain't no COVID. You know what I'm saying?
You right about
so
that.
He ain't even worried. Like for him, he ain't even on that shit. Like first of all, we ain't even running with COVID in Mexico. And where I'm at, where my mansion is at, it definitely ain't no COVID, and I guarantee you, he got a mention in Mexico.
And I think
you know what I'm saying?
Other 3 fighters all train. Well, I know they train with him. I'm pretty sure they probably stay with him too. Andy Ruiz and Oscar Valdez.
But I just feel like the lame thing would be to not take a fight. He's saying he wants a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's basically saying, like, listen, you ain't, because no offense, but Fury, in some people's eyes, some people may say that he's ducking Wilder for this third fight. So he's basically saying, like, yo, you're not gonna be able to, or you can duck me, but if you decide to duck me at the last minute, I'm still going to get paid.
Right. And don't get me wrong, for Roger Dodger out there, first of all, I want to hit the chat. He said he was just playing about the Thurston over there. He was just joking around. But
Roger Dodger, it's all good. You know, I'm very lighthearted despite how my face looks.
Yeah,
despite how Roger Dodger,
despite how my face
despite how my face looks, trust me, I do not take anything personally. I we have moved. We having fun. It's all fun and games. Trust me. If you know anything about me, trust me, I'm not gonna think about that past the seconds we talk about it.
He said the same thing you said. He said, "Do you still respect Wilder after how he acted after that second fight?" And then he said,
"Do I respect him?"
That's true. Yeah. Mayweather fought a lot of cats beyond their prime. Well, the Wilder thing, he loses points with me after he acted after that fight. But like I told Malcolm,
y'all don't think he was acting weird before that fight?
Well, before and after. Well, he's talking about like all the shit that he said. Like he first he said the thing was too heavy. Then he said somebody did something to his water. Then he said Tyson Fury has something going on with his glove. Which I do agree with. That's facts in my book. Tyson Fury has always been caught in the past. I won't say always, but has been caught multiple times in the past with issues with his glove in professional fights. That's documented.
Roger Dodger, let me say this. And I want you to put it in the chat and Cliff read it out loud. What it all comes down to, in my opinion, what type of loser are you?
Right.
So some people can take their loss, dap up the person that beat them, good game, and keep it pushing.
Right.
Some people got an excuse for everything. The only reason I lost is because X, Y, Z, and to me, Wilder was that type. He's that type of loser. Like he can't just be like, I wasn't prepared. It wasn't the best time for me. He beat me. Right. He's the type of loser to be like, these are other factors are the reason I lost. Some people lose and be like, that nigga will never beat me again.
I agree.
And go out there and put in the work. He is not used to losing.
Right.
And he lost. So for him, because of what he's been telling himself over the years, there has to be an outside reason besides himself as to why he lost. He's one of those type of losers. Well, LeBron is 6'8". I'm, like Cal Laria asked, LeBron is 6'8". I'm only 6'2", 6'3". You know what I'm saying? Like, what you want me to do type thing. Like, you got those type of losers, and I think he's just one of them. But no, I didn't lose respect for him. I think that he's still a good, I don't even want to say a good fighter because technically he's not a good fighter, but he's still a good.
I'm glad you even said
that. He's still a person I kind of root for.
Right.
So I want him to, I'm saying, like, at least be able to get his revenge. We'll see what happens. But, I mean, he's just a sore loser at the end of the day.
I think he will be able to get his revenge. And like I said, and we'll wrap it up after they hit the showers, of course. But I said it. I said, first of all, it's a tight rope, right? Because like me and Pop said, I don't care if somebody has something in their glove or wrong with their glove. You don't have to get hit with it. That's the name of boxing, not getting hit and hitting somebody back. And like Britt said, I don't want to say you're a good fighter, and that's why she says that, because you just go for the power shot. But if you learn to move your head,
more defense.
Regardless if somebody had something in their glove or their glove on wrong, if you didn't get hit with it, it didn't really fucking matter. Right? Now, the issue that kind of rubs me a little awful is the water. Somebody put something in my water. I'm not doubting that either. I'm not saying that couldn't happen. But if it does, shame on you for having somebody in your camp. Right? Because I don't care if I'm a fighter.
You gotta get your Kroger waters ahead of time. Regardless, go get your Kroger water ahead of time.
If I'm a fighter, Malcolm, you're in my fucking camp with me. Your job is to watch that fucking water.
Right.
That means if I think something's in my water, it came from you, motherfucker.
My thing is like, who's opening up my water before I get my water? That's not how, I need to see that seal. No. Give me a Kroger water. I need to see that seal break. Ain't no point.
Don't even crack it. Poke through the top. Yeah,
you should be opening it right there.
That's how we used to do. Just take a closed bottle of water, poke through the top, and spray it.
Yeah, ain't nobody that water shouldn't be in the refrigerator open, and then you put it in the water bottle.
Well, you know they put it in that little that squeezer thing,
which is cool. It need to be cracked right in the corner when the bell rings. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
It better be a cooler, and I better be able to look down.
You gotta be cracking them as I drink them. Like I ain't doing that.
That might not
open
be
already.
a bad idea, though. I mean, that's a lot, but that might not be a bad idea. But we haven't. Those were tactics back in the day. Especially back when the mob was running boxing. Oh, those were tactics. People put shit in your water. That's not something that's unheard of.
And I feel like in this day and age, with us talking about all this new stuff, and technically if it's old stuff, like we can't count anything out. And I think that's the problem with our not even our generation, just like people as a whole. Like people get out, they say these things. We never heard them say that before. We should not count it necessarily, just count him out.
No, I'm not gonna count him out, but it just makes me feel awkward because you got a busted eardrum. That would make me so you think something's in your water. That equals the same thing, right? Your eardrums gets busted, then your equilibrium's off. You can't keep your same legs. You don't have the same power. You can't put your shots in the same spot. That all equals to the same thing. So when you reach like that, it's like, well, damn, like you said, it makes me feel like you're an excuse maker.
That's how some people are when they lose.
You could have just said,
what I'm saying? Yeah.
He busted my eardrum. I didn't expect it. I fucked up that fight. I'm sorry. I'll get it next time.
It depends on what type of lose you are, like we talked about. And at this level, when you make it that far without losing, it's going to do something. You almost have a level of invincibility.
Especially, you're absolutely right. Especially when you're not an actual fighter. Especially when you started fighting at the age of 21, 22, made it to the Olympics by 23, and been on the longest heavyweight streak since, Tyson?
Undefeated?
Defenses, like defending his belt. He defended his belt for, I think, 6 years? 5 years?
Tyson?
No,
yeah, but the key about it is
nobody
had
more title defenses in this era but him.
He's never been knocked out. He was never knocked out.
Right, even then, right.
And that Tyson didn't do that.
He was a Budweiser delivery man into his 20s and decided to fight for his daughter because he wasn't making enough money. He is the fucking what do you call it? The like the dream, like the fighter's dream, like the Cinderella
American
story,
dream.
Right?
Yeah,
exact. The Cinderella story.
Mm-hmm.
For black folks, at least, the real Cinderella story was what's his name?
Kurt Warner.
No, Kurt Warner. I'm talking about.
He was bagging groceries, bro, before he got into the league.
Story. But I'm talking about the movie with Russell Crowe.
Oh.
It was about the white dude back in the day. The poor white dude that beat the dude that killed 2 men in the ring. Can't think of his name.
Damn.
Jake or Jack.
I don't know the story, but
watch that movie. Y'all both will love it.
He might be a Cinderella story, but I don't want to put him on the black community like that's our dream necessarily.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean by that.
But it's all good.
I just
like
meant
I said,
our story as opposed to the actual
making something out of nothing.
Watch the Cinderella story, and I'm saying that's our version of it. You'll see what.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Okay. I'll watch it. It's all good.
But I know exactly what you're saying. I'm not saying that our dream as black folks is just athletics or fighting in a ring, but that's our. I'm buzzing.
Let me say this because you brought it up, and I think it's interesting. I don't think it's our dream to. It's not our dream. Like he's not our dream story, and the reason being is because one thing that we do strive to do, especially in sports and in other areas, but it doesn't get highlighted. We desire to be great.
Right.
And he is not great in the sense of like the technicalities of boxing.
Also is not he's naturally not trained either.
That's my point. So it's not a Cinderella story for us. A Cinderella story for us is somebody that is going to be able to dominate in multiple areas of the ring. Somebody just getting out there and punching. And if somebody you really know,
can walk off of moving not a forklift, but you know what I'm talking about, the little thing on the wheels.
What was Mike Tyson doing before he got into boxing?
Mike Tyson was robbing motherfuckers. He was, 14?
Man, Mike Tyson was boxing at 18, 17 years old. He was always started boxing at 15. That shit don't count. Yeah, that shit don't count. He was always boxing. He was always boxing. But what I'm saying is, our Cinderella stories involve, like, we don't. Okay, let me get the right way to put it. We don't want, and I'm not saying Wilder is this. We don't want scam Cinderella stories. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, if saying. Wilder had the technical skills as a boxer, we want to master the area that we're in.
Right.
He has not mastered he does not have, like we said,
I'm following exactly what
defense, et cetera. He has not mastered.
He trying now.
His arena. It's right. So which is cool, but that's not what we want as our Cinderella story. Our Cinderella story involves mastery. That's what we all about at the end of the day. You never seen us enter a sport and not one of us become great and not master it. You know what I'm saying? It's not just on some, not saying it's a fluke, but it's not just on some basing off of one skill, power hitting, et cetera. But anyway,
last two things I'm gonna touch on, and we gonna hit the showers. Amanda Nunes is out with COVID, so she will miss her August 7th fight with Juliana Pena.
Here y'all go. Y'all not vaccinated? What's going on? Y'all supposed to get COVID, but it's not as strong if you vaccinated.
Yeah, I ain't vaccinated yet.
I am, but I mean, yeah, you still can get sick. That don't matter with this variant.
You're not supposed to get as sick.
That's what they say.
But you still got as sick, but you still got to do your thing and separate for 14 days.
But other than that, I mean, I just wish her through the best, whatever the case may be.
Come on, Amanda.
Other than that, Gervonta Davis plans on moving up another weight class to 147. Rumors are he's going to be fighting Keith Thurman in October. That's going to be a very big fight.
I'm ready for a big fight.
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually true, if it's set in stone, but that is a very big fight if Gervonta moves up to 147 and fights Keith Thurman.
I'm ready.
So
I'm ready for a big fight.
Listen, I'm not going to say he can't do it. I think I don't think he knocks him out. I think that's a 12-round fight.
I mean, to be honest with you,
he puts him down at least twice in the fight, but I don't think he knocks Keith Thurman out.
I think that he has to. I mean, I respect him more for doing what so many fighters are avoiding, which is taking on the challenge of whatever it may be.
Well, it's funny you say that. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but it's funny you say that because most hardcore boxing fans are saying, why keep moving up all these weight classes if you could fight the best at yours, being Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko, Devin Haney. Like, you got a lot of people at your weight class, but you're moving up and they feel like you're avoiding them when you can clear them out first.
Damn, that's real talk. I mean, that's...
Now, I'm not going to say that that's not a bigger challenge moving up like 3 and 4 weight classes. But why not you don't clear out your spot first?
Now, I understand that. Now, me personally, the type of person I am, but, I was born in the 80s. We're a little different. I would clear out my weight class and then go ahead and start moving up because there's nothing left for me to do.
But Canelo's not doing it either. You see what we're saying? Now it all comes back full circle. Canelo's avoiding those fights too to move up to his. It's all about paydays now.
But if I've taken my cue, you know, at the end of the day, they're putting their bodies, et cetera, at risk, and they want to make sure that they get the money for what they're at risk for. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
If they're taking their cues from Mayweather,
I just think it's hard.
That's the day and age that we're in.
I agree 100%. And I can't say that I wouldn't be the exact same way if I was in their position. But I'm just saying, if you want to be the best, it's hard to say I want 40 million. He can only have 2.5.
Right.
Is that the deal?
Well, that's how the Canelo deal was. Canelo gets 40. Caleb Plant would have probably got 8.5.
Okay. Well, has Caleb Plant got 8.5 from any other fight?
Well, Caleb Plant has put out 100 million views on a non-pay-per-view. This is all relative. Popular. He's just not a pay-per-view star.
Like I said, this is all relative, and I think they're taking their cues from Mayweather. If I'm bringing the viewers in the sense of I'm the bigger name, of course I'm gonna get the bigger chunk. Now I'm gonna help you out. If you ain't never got,
it's a lot of Caleb Plant fans though.
No, that's not what I'm saying. If you ain't never got though 8.5 million for a fight, I'm doing you a favor. If the most you've ever gotten is 5, I'm telling you're gonna get 8.5. I'm doing you a favor.
Well, that's not necessarily the Floyd Mayweather plan, though. I will say that, because even when Floyd Mayweather don't like you, he's gonna get you tens of millions of dollars.
But that's different because his name, Floyd Mayweather's name, is bringing in more money than Canelo. So it's all relative, if you get what I'm saying. When Canelo gets there, I'm sure he'll give them more than the 8.5. So it's like, it's all in reference, it's all relative to where
only
you
if
are
he
at
knows
that
he
point.
can win. He's a duck. Who's everybody's hit the showers this evening?
Malcolm, you gotta go first.
I'll go first. Canelo Alvarez hit the motherfucking showers, you duck. If it looks, smells, and quacks like a duck, it's a ginger-headed duck.
I gotta say, Mr. Clifford Jordan Jennings got hit the shower tonight. I sent y'all the text, but Devontae Smith is already hurt, apparently in tonight's practice with a leg injury, and Cliff is just
because of a pass. Because of a pass Jalen Hurts threw to him.
Right.
Spoken to existence.
Why would I hit the showers when I got a crystal microphone? Why would I hit the showers? I'm telling you,
jinxed us, bro. You bad luck. I'm
glad, because I'm gonna clip this shit out too.
You know what?
Legacy of the Eagles.
Here's my hit the showers. My hit the showers is gonna be Olympic oriented. The same thing I sent to y'all. My hit the showers is everybody that had something to say that was negative about Sha'Carri Richardson because she smoked weed and wasn't able to qualify for the Olympics. Hit the showers because she probably wasn't going to win anyway after the way them Jamaicans ran. Hit the showers.
Right. We said that. I said that.
Hit the showers.
Sabotage shit.
The Jamaicans took the first 3 slots and they broke FloJo's record. And one thing you know about track and field, you know what you running. You get time every day. So you can look up other people's times, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, she running that? Oh, shit, I'm about to smoke this blunt.
Right.
Hit the showers. Hit the showers, haters. She knew what she was doing.
I'm with Britt on that one. I'm with Britt. I hit it with you, Sha'Carri. If you
We all hit it. We all hit it.
Right. I don't think she's interested in us men per se, is what I've been told. So
you don't know. You don't believe social media. You don't know.
It don't matter.
You don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Who's in the showers about?
I already get.
He gave it to you.
Now clip that out.
Real?
Yeah, man, he got hurt.
How do you reject your hit the showers?
Right.
Because that's just my sociopathic personality. I get to hit the showers because I was right.
Man, yes, and that early. The season didn't even start yet. They talking about already leg injury. He's hurt. They
start listening to me.
But what did they say he was going to be out for?
I didn't say. Yeah, I sent y'all the article.
Pounds running across the middle, taking a pass.
You know what?
Jalen Hurts.
It says
he out for.
Suffered a leg injury in training camp, being evaluated. That's all it says.
Yeah, that don't mean shit. That don't mean shit.
Man, step them
like Cliff's little.
Up.
Like Cliff's little.
Nah, somebody just hit him with a chop block. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know.
Ain't no chop blocks. He ain't get off the line. He got off the line late and took a pass he tried to catch and got smacked one time for the one time. Couldn't even make it out of his own team smacking him. Wait till he gets to the real defenses. But does anybody have anything to take us out?
I feel a little bit better. They said he ended up staying on the field. I read the article. He ended up staying on the field. So, Cliff, I'll give you a pass on the hit the showers. And I'm going to say... you hit
the showers, nigga.
No, listen. I'm going to get a hit the showers to them punk-ass Cowboys since y'all tried to hype them up.
Why? Why? They're going to beat you guys twice.
I guarantee
yeah.
2 times?
I guarantee that.
Okay.
1 time.
The 2-time champion.
2 times.
Listen, White Clef on them.
Yeah.
It ain't happening.
You knew where I was going with it because we musically connected here.
Listen, all my shower heads, be good or be good at it, and listen to your crystal balls because Devontae may get hurt this season.
I'm saying he won't. I'm saying he won't.
I'm saying he won't. High low.
I'm gonna say no more than 3 weeks. I'm gonna give him that. No more than 3 weeks. He's back.
Oh no, he's out for a month.
Mobley and Kevin Love, championship run for the Cleveland. Good luck.
What?
I'm glad you called it. We out of here.
What?